Right at the core of this series lies the question, where is the image inside our head? When we watch a movie, we experience the image both outside as inside ourselves. The image is both object and subject at the same time. Outside of us, the image is local, as it is projected onto a screen outside of us. But inside of us, the image is non-local, as there is no screen inside our head onto which the image is projected. So how the image is being perceived, outside or inside, object or subject, depends on the presence or absence of the screen. This leads us to the definition of the monolith of 2001: A Space Odyssey, which was formulated by Stanley Kubrick himself. In one of the interviews about 2001: A Space Odyssey, Kubrick says, "I intended the film to be an intensely subjective experience that reaches the viewer at an inner level of consciousness just as music does. To explain a Beethoven symphony would be to emasculate it by erecting an artificial barrier between conception and appreciation. The monolith from 2001 is the artificial barrier between conception and appreciation. Like the two-way mirror used in front screen projection, the monolith is both present as absent because one can look both at it and at the same time through it. So in a sense, the monolith doesn't really exist. Hence, it is an artificial barrier between the object and the subject, between conception and appreciation. Here, the monolith, or the movie screen, is presented as an intangible subject, as Dr. Floyd exists inside the monolith. But here, the monolith is presented as a tangible object, as the monolith is located outside or in front of Dr. Floyd. The spaceship looks like an eye, including the optic nerve and the visual cortex at the back of the brain. The eye looks at the world outside. The visual cortex is the act of looking itself. Again, we see the dual nature of the monolith or the movie screen. It's object and subject at the same time. Now, the previous video presented that the outer left area of the screen is connected to the right hemisphere only, and the outer right area of the screen is connected to the left hemisphere only. It's interesting that the outer right area, the area of the object, is connected to the left hemisphere, and the outer left area, the area of the subject, is connected to the right hemisphere. Dr. Ian McGilchrist, former consultant psychiatrist, wrote an almost 500-page book about the characteristics and difference between the left and right hemisphere. Now, of course, it isn't this black and white, but according to McGilchrist, the difference between left and right hemisphere comes down to this. The right hemisphere sees itself connected to the world, whereas the left hemisphere stands aloof from it. So we have the outer left area of the screen, the area of the subject, connected to the right brain, which is connected to the world, and we have the outer right area of the screen, the area of the object, connected to the left brain, which stands aloof from the world. Like our brain, the screen has a dual nature. It's both object and subject.